I'm so happy to talk to you. How is your baby? How are you doing?
It's a sunny day. He is asleep, and I am fed. So it's a good day. It's a pretty good day. Thank you.
Cool. As Summer House, Martha Vineyard returns with a new house, new faces, and fresh drama. What can viewers expect from this season? And are there any standout moments or conflicts that viewers should anticipate, particularly in terms of your journey and interaction with the rest of the cast?
Yeah, I think what's so exciting about this season is you really get to think about your own friendships and relationships and how you navigate them. I love how, as a young all Black cast on this network, there's so many folks that feel seen, and I'm just one of them. And for me personally, I'm really excited about you guys seeing all that I've learned in therapy, whether it be the drama or just navigating my pregnancy throughout this season. I think viewers really get a chance to get to know me on a one-on-one basis a little bit more and how my friendships have evolved in the past year.
Given the tensions and misunderstandings between you and Jordan in the past, as expressed in the premiere, how do you guys manage to overcome your differences and reconnect this season?
That's an ongoing thing. That's the beauty of reality television is that it doesn't all get tied up with a nice bow at the end of the season. It's an ongoing thing. So what I can say is I was at her birthday party this past winter. She was at my baby shower. But as you see in episode one, there is a conversation to be had about how much grace is associated with how someone can grow. And I really want that to kind of sink in for folks because I know I'm not the only one going through that.
Mhm.
Now, in terms of her and I's specific relationship, I think, we've known each other for going on 6 years. So I've known her just as long as Bria, just as long as Shanice. And one thing I can say is with Bria, we've managed to kind of sort out all our differences and support each other.
How do you balance the dynamics between friendship and drama within the Summer House group, especially when tensions arise?
I am now, my answer is different than it would have been last season. Last season, I would have definitely been as positive as possible and just tried to move through the moments and just focus on the fun. This season, I'm really leaning into uncomfortable situations and conversations. I think that's just a part of growing up. And is the drama going to be there? Absolutely. But we are literally like a family. We get on each other's nerves, we have our petty drama, but at the end of the day, there's still a lot of love there. And you see us fighting for the love and the fun
Mhm.
amidst all the chaos that's going on through the friendships.
Oh, now with Silence being deployed and not on this season, how did you
Mhm.
navigate being away from your husband during filming?
Honestly, he and I were excited that I was just going back on myself uh, for a multitude of reasons. But I know for me personally, it's not easy. I can't sit here and say that it is. It is really hard to be so far for so long from your best friend. And thank God I live in an age where we can, FaceTime and text and call. So I'm very grateful for that. So we've been able to keep connection through that way. But it's definitely hard at times because sometimes I just want to call him up and tell him about my day or hear about his day. And I can't do that all the time, especially with the time difference. But I know that he was rooting for me to have fun and use my voice all season long. So I think I had his voice in the back of my head when there were moments that felt very tense that I might have backed back and be like, okay, no, nope, I gotta address it. I gotta talk about it. Let's have this conversation. So it was nice to have that support from a distance, but as expected, it gets hard. And that's the military life.
Yes. Many fans suspected, about your sobriety with, even thinking you might be pregnant. How did you navigate, keeping this pregnancy a secret, um, maybe during filming or, what was your strategy for handling questions from your friends? Because, Bria brought up, oh, well, maybe she's pregnant this, in the premiere, you was like, no, I'm just going on a cleanse and everything like that.
I am honestly a little surprised that still today, we are just flat out asking women if they're pregnant. I personally don't feel like that's um a smart question to ask because you never know what someone's going through. Thank God I had a very healthy, straightforward pregnancy. I'm so grateful for that. But I also had a lot of anxiety being pregnant as a Black woman. You when you feel comfortable, you do whatever you need to maintain that comfort and safety. And going into the house, it was way too much going on for me to be talking about where I was and
Yeah.
giving them that kind of update.
Mhm.
And funny enough, I actually was sober curious before I found out I was pregnant. So that answer, looking back, is hilarious. But at the time, I was being so serious. I really was drinking mocktails and things like that before I even found out I was pregnant.
Mhm.
It just so happened that once I found out, there was no going back.
And like you enjoy my mocktails now. Like I enjoy those.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, it's a whole movement. I find so many friends, especially here in New York, that are sober curious.
Mhm. Now with discussions on Twitter about the cast, I saw recently on Sunday not wearing braids, despite it being summer and around hair. What are your thoughts on the expectations around appearance and style within the content of the show?
That is such a good question. And I'm so happy you asked that because I've thought about this quite a bit. For me, I'm a ponytail girl naturally. Like this is like my most comfortable. Look at pictures of me in the past. It's mostly been ponytail. This is my natural state. On vacation, I can't swim. So realistically, am I getting in the water? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
Um, and also this time around, I know that it gets humid sometimes when you go on vacation, but if you've been on the vineyard, you know you're gonna have rainy days, you're gonna have cold days, you're gonna have hot days. So with that like switch up of temperature, I do find it interesting that none of us have had braids. I do find that interesting, but I don't know. I think when you go into a vacation, we all get our nails done. We want to make sure we have all of our things that make us feel comfortable and good. And I think, I don't know, it's that's a TED talk right there as to why none of us have made that decision. But I know for me personally, I'm just doing what I normally do when I go on vacation in terms of hair.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like it's a mindset people just having like, oh, well, you have to wear braids and all this. I'm like, no, some people wear curly hair, some people wear different styles. Like it just depends on how.
Shanice always wears her natural hair, and I love that for her.
Hmm. Now, Martha's Vineyard is often perceived as a predominantly white space. How does it feel being a part of a reality show that sets in this environment? And what do you think is accurately represents the diversity of the area?
Yeah, look, I know that commonly, if you've heard of it, you don't imagine us. But we've been there, just like the Wampanoag tribes have been there. It's literally so diverse. And that's one thing I wish that the viewers could see a little bit more of is how diverse it is and how friendly everyone speaks to each other, although it's a huge island. Um, that's just part of the history that's been probably since the dawn of time. It's just a diverse place, and we're just a part of that diversity. And it's a privilege to just kind of show more examples of who comes here. It's not just people with, 18,000 Teslas or like just the financially comfortable to where the pandemic never affected them. No, I think economically we're all in different spaces, and this is the type of place you have to save up for. You have to plan for. You can't just wake up one day and decide you're going to go next week.
Mhm.
This island is not, it doesn't work like that. So it's a privilege, but it's exciting that people want to go. I'm hearing more people about talking about friendship groups that are vacationing and we got to come with my friends. I love that it's centering a conversation around community and having fun in this space specifically, even if you haven't been.
Yes. Can you share any memorable moments or experiences from filming this season that viewers may not get to see on camera?
I I don't really get to say what you guys are all going to see. I know what I experienced, but I think um there is, I'll call it, a group that is formed, And this group that I am a part of, we just focus on the fun and the music. So I definitely think it's gonna be a moment. I'm anxiously waiting for some purring and some meows to be happening, but you guys will see soon enough that it is a highlight of just how much fun we really do have on these vacations.
As a cast member, what do you hope viewers take away from watching Summer House of Martha's Vineyard, both in terms of entertainment and value and, deeper meanings, especially what you just said with friendship and,
Mhm.
other, spaces that are within the community that we don't get to see often?
Um, at the very least, I just hope two things: that people feel seen um on the screen, and that they, like me, feel empowered to really fight for the friendships and relationships that mean the most to them.
Mhm. Well,
And
thank
that's, I think, what it's about.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for, just talking with me. I'm excited to see the rest of season. I've been a fan. Like literally me and my friends are on the literally group chat today
Yes, group chat. Love it.
about the show. Like my friend just finished the first season. She's like, okay, now I'm starting season 2. I was like, yes, like I
Listen, this whole season, let them know I said stay tuned. It's a lot more coming, honey.
Well, thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day, great summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.